All right, in this video, we're talking about one of the hot buttons of Philadelphia, the neighborhood of Kensington. We're going to do that right now. All right, so I always like the good news first, so let's start with the good news. So Kensington has some great low rents. Also, that affordability factor has allowed a lot of investors to move into the area. Also, is attracting a lot more people because of the lower rent rates. Having lower rent rates, then again, attracts more people. There's an abundance of cool hip bars in the area. There's also an abundance of breweries too. The neighborhood's first craft brewery, Philadelphia Brewing Company. It's set in a restored 19th century brew site. Frankfort Avenue is probably the busiest street, and it's a thriving hub of art galleries and performance spaces. They've got the Kensington Kinetic Sculpture Derby, coupled with the Art Festival is a super popular spring event. Now, there are a few really great restaurants in Kensington that you gotta try. Now, if you're like me, you've got pizza on the brain. And what I mean by that is Pizza Brain. Delicious pizza eatery on Kensington. It's also on Frankfort Ave. Got some really friendly staff and some delicious eats. And if you like pizza as much as I do, while you're eating your slice or two, they have a pizza museum inside you can check out. You don't like pizza, or maybe when you're done your slice, you're thinking about some Mexican, the Loco Pays, definitely the place to check out. It's got delicious, authentic Mexican food. Now, they only accept cash, so make sure you're prepared. All right, so we talked about the good. Let's talk about the bad in Kensington, which is really honed in on one or a certain area. And Kensington is probably one of the most poorest sections of the city. The violent crime rate is 30% higher than it is in the rest of the city in comparison. And moving on to the ugly, which things kind of get worse. We probably should have saved the good for the end of this to kind of put a good note on it. But again, we're generally talking about the 19134 zip code. But this section of Kensington, which is the poorest in the city, and it gets uglier as we go, they have the highest drug use rate in all of America. Now, there's some data that might say one way or the other, but it is the largest open-air opioid drug use section of any city in any America, in all of America. In any city in Pennsylvania, there is rampant and open drug use. There's also a ton of homelessness going on in this area as well. So you've got both locals and non-locals coming from other parts of the city and other parts of the area to consume and to buy and purchase and to do drugs. So Kensington has gained notoriety, let's say, as the largest, as I mentioned, open area for drug use. And it's contained to that part of the city, and it's right along Kensington Ave. If you were to come in around the 2000 block of Kensington Ave or 2700 block, it's definitely surreal. It's scary, and it's certainly isn't pleasant. But there's a lot of good happening in that area. A lot of people that mean well, and I say good. That's what I mean by that. There are good things happening. There are people trying to do good, and we can all do our part. Certainly in some way, but that's mostly the information we get because that's highly publicized on the news, and it's a lot of news events because of the Kensington area, because of specifically to that area. If you're thinking about buying or selling in the Philadelphia area, definitely take advantage of downloading our free home buying guide and our home selling guide as well. In the description below, there's the links. Also in the links is a copy of a link to our reviews, which are fine, happy customers can tell you all about the experience they've had with working with us. I encourage you to check them out. And while you're checking some things out, you got to check out this other video that we did around the other parts of the city, talking about reasons why not to move to Philadelphia. Kensington may or may not be one of them. Thank you for visiting our channel, Living in Philadelphia, where we put out a lot of epic content. We talk about the neighborhoods, what it's like to live in the neighborhoods, what it's bad about living in the neighborhoods. If you're thinking about moving to Philadelphia or investing or selling a home, or if you're just interested in hearing more about living in Philadelphia, consider hitting that subscribe button, hit that comment button. All right, you can also shoot us a text and send us an email. We're going to talk. But for all that we are, good, bad, or indifferent, the good, the bad, the ugly, we've all got our positive things, we've all got our negative things. Well, I appreciate you stopping out, checking out the channel, and supporting our channel. Consider hitting subscribe and hit that comment button. I'm Gregory Martier, your local real estate expert. Appreciate you coming out today. Have a great day, everybody.